No husband, no other children, just me and him. So I love my son just like you love yours. I love my daughter just like you love your daughter. Mm-hmm. But the thing of it is that God gave me 18 years to put everything in you that I need to put in you.
Look out now.
Everything I needed to put in you. I taught you. I took you to church. I taught you who the Lord was. I taught you through Jesus you can live. Ain't that what I taught you?
That's right.
So if I keep you here, can I allow him to do his job?
No.
If I always run to the school and cut up and act like a donkey, because Christian, you know I used to be bad for that. If I always run to the school and try to do the teacher job to make sure you learn it and to make sure you stay in your seat and you follow directions, am I allowing him to do his job?
No.
If I'm always running and chasing after Apostle trying to see what he's doing, can I allow God to do his job? See, I'm talking about myself too.
You teach it.
Because see, a lot of us, we have these relationships. Did you know what I said? These relationships. Because as a family, those are relationships. The first relationship that we have is with family. We learn how to talk. We learn how to act. We learn how to carry ourselves. Through the way we learn how to deal with who? Our family, right?
That's right.
So now that we learn how to deal with family, guess where it crosses over to now?
In everyday living.
In everyday living. But before we get to everyday living, it crosses over into the church, right?
That's right.
So now you watch your mama deal with Pop Pastor, right?
Uh-huh.
And in this case, y'all have to watch me how I deal with your stepdaddy, which is your pastor, which is Eileen, right? So that means everything I do, you watch it, right? Because see, how I handle our leader is a reflection of how you want to handle your pastors, your leaders, how you're going to deal with them, how you're going to deal with the correction that they give. Because see, God gives them power to correct you. I want you to understand that. Is that the right word I want to use? It ain't power.
No, you're right. That'll work.
Authority.
That's conducive.
All right. He gives them authority because they are responsible for your soul. Because see, a lot of people don't understand the role of your pastor. Do you not know that whenever you and your man sleep, your pastor is in the bed praying for you? Mm-hmm. Half of them are up walking the floor. Because there's plenty of nights that I'm in the bed not sleeping, the apostle's still up. Praying and laboring before God for people. You get what I'm saying? So now whenever pastor say something to you or correct you on your lifestyle, because see, this day and age, we these newfangled Christians. You get what I'm saying? Uh-huh. We don't want nobody to say nothing to us.
Yeah.
Because I can go to God for myself. I don't have to go to the priest no more. We don't. But he's still responsible for you. When you said that you take in the right hand of fellowship, do you not realize that you just said that you cut off what God has already done? Because the first thing we should do before we walk in anybody's fellowship and join anybody's fellowship, we should make sure that we were led there.
That's right.
Because if you're led there, guess what you're not going to have a problem with? You're not going to have a problem with correction.
Instructions.
You're not going to have a problem. Go ahead.
No, I'm a little excited.
You're not going to have a problem with it. But you know what? We have a problem with it. And let me show you what tends to happen. When we have a problem with it, guess what tends to happen? That Satan that came up in the church. He never left the church. Remember, he was in heaven. Did you forget that? So he know the order. Did you hear what I said? Yeah. He know the order. He know what's supposed to be going on. A lot of people think one of the biggest things I noticed that it'd be more confusion in a little bit. He never left the choir. He had a whole lot. He was singing. He was an angel. Are you serious?
He was an archangel like that.
But now, we so caught up in our gifts, right? How many of us are really operating in the gift of the Son? How many of us are attacking people and not the spirit? Because see, we already know that this is a natural war. Mm-hmm. We quick to say it, right?
That's right.
But how many of us get on Facebook and blast each other?
Too many.
And I'm not talking about just lay members. As leaders, we do this. Mm-hmm. We bash each other's fellowship. If you see something wrong, how hard is it to pick up the phone and call your brother or sister or your co-laborer, as we say in the gospel? How hard is it to say, look, I need to talk to you? Never forget, my former bishop back home, one of the ladies that was in the church with us had went to a revival and she decided that she was going to join another church. And the preacher that was running the revival said, where you coming from? See, first of all, the Spirit of God, I'll let you know, something ain't quite right the way they're doing this.
Yeah.
See, that's the first thing. Now you see why I say it's important. We love our gifts. We love, honey, this day and time, we love the gift of tongues and prophecy. There's some other gifts to go along with this thing.
Teach it.
There's some other gifts that's out there that we got to have.
Teach.
It's okay for these things because tongues is to edify. But how many of us are edifying the body or we edifying ourselves?
My. Come on.
Prophecy is the first correct. But prophecy now, we think if they ain't telling us I'm getting a new house, a new car, and I ain't getting no new shoes and some new clothes and I'm coming out of debt, we think that's prophecy.
That's
prophecy
right.
is whenever God's telling you need to get back in line.
Come on. You teach it. You teach it.
That's prophecy. Do we always want to hear it?
Nope.
Who was the prophet that every time he came around, it was bad news?
Samuel. Samuel was the first one. Every time they saw Samuel, they thought Samuel was coming for destruction. Remember, Christian, whenever Samuel came in, they asked him, was he coming for peace or was he coming for destruction? That's right, or war, same thing. Then Jeremiah came on the scene later on, and they couldn't stand him either because every time Jeremiah said something, it was about God correcting, destroying before he blessed. But everybody wanted the blessing, but nobody wanted the correction. But nobody want to deal with the fact that while all these things going on, you got the blessing, but you destroyed while you got it.
But let me help you. I'm going to give you your prophetic word for today. You ready? Your prophetic word for today is disobedience is sin. And if you want God to bless you, we have to walk in obedience. There was your prophetic word. Because only the blessings can come in once we get corrected and walking back in line. You get what I'm saying?
She talking to all of us. The mama said, who she talking to? She talking to you, but I said, no, she talking to all of us.
That's everybody. Because how can God bless mess?
He can.
He said he don't even reign in it, didn't he? He said he wants no parts of it. Ain't that what he said?
That's right.
So if he wants no parts of it, which means if we confuse in our mind, because see, some of us confused. One day we praying and preaching on the Facebook page, and the next week we telling everybody all sex stuff, everything, and all types of sexual ill and stuff going on. We confused in our mind. Either today we're going to bless the Lord or we're not.
Paul said out of the same mouth proceeded blessings and curses.
It takes a lot whenever you're striving to do what's right. But one of the biggest things that I've learned is love and obedience will do it.
That's right.
You can't go around here hating people and expecting God to bless you. If you hating people, how can you tell them how good God is? If you hating people, how can you let them know how well God will bless you? They don't want nothing to do with you. So what can he get out of you?
Ain't really much he can. But he put it there in the vessel, whether you say right, wrong, indifferent, when God's ready to get it out, he's going to get it out. Now, you might not like the way he get it out.
But the thing of it is how many people can you reach?
Look out.
He called us to go out, right?
Mm-hmm.
He called us all to ministry of what?
Reconciliation.
So that's only for Pastor Gary.
No, that's for every last one of us.
No, that's only for Minister Christian.
Mm-mm.
Oh, no. That's only for missionary so-and-so.
No.
Because see, everybody thinks that everything has to be titled. It's not about a title because we are all called to the ministry of reconciliation.
That's right.
All of us. So how many people have this week alone, and I'm going to get ready to get out your way. Apostle, you can get ready to take this microphone. How many people this week alone have you introduced to Christ? How many people have you crossed paths with that your lifestyle have introduced to Christ?
Look out. Come on. I like that. Say that one more again. How many people have your lifestyle did what?
Introduce people to Christ. See, it goes beyond the words that we say. Because somebody may not ever see or know what Christ really is, but through the way you live.
That's right.
We learned in a Bible study lesson that Apostle taught that we are ambassadors. Ain't that what we said?
That's right.
Shepherds gathering, we said we are what?
Ambassadors.
Ambassadors of what?
Jesus Christ.
Of Jesus Christ, which means in order for us to be an ambassador, we are what?
We're representatives.
We are representatives, which means whenever our prime ministers go in foreign countries, they represent the president of the United States government, right?
Uh-huh.
Whenever we say that we are ambassadors of Christ, we represent Christ, right?
That's right.
Which means the only type of God that they see is the God that lives in you and how you live.
Yeah.
So this morning, I want to ask you one question. What have your lifestyle, what part of your lifestyle, or what have you allowed your lifestyle for people to see to draw them to Christ? See, it ain't about drawing them to you. Because see, you can't heal nobody. You can't save nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be with a person 24 hours a day. David said he's a God that don't slumber nor sleep. Which means whenever I get foggy in my thinking, because y'all know whenever I work at both of them jobs, I started getting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I was making all types of mistakes. But guess what? We serve a God that don't make no mistakes. Everything that he allowed to happen, there is a reason. The only thing we got to do is wait to see what the reasoning was, right?
That's right.
Being good or bad, what we know, all things work together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being good or bad, we know all things work together. Which means if I lose everything I got, there's a purpose that God allowed it to happen. Right or wrong?
That's right.
We say that until it happens.
Come on.
We say it until it happens. But whenever it happens, we quick to say that I serve a God that can restore and give me double for my trouble. Ain't that what we say?
Yes,
Some of
right.
us say that we in our Job season. Some of us couldn't go through what Job went through. Because we don't want to go through anything.
That's right.
Whenever we going through, we want to know what did I do that was so wrong got me going through this. Ain't that what we say? I done said it plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you. See,
Say it.
I can say, what have I done? I pray, I tithe, I do my offering, I'm in church every time the church doors open. What is it that I'm doing that's got these things going? None of us want to go through anything.
That's right.
None of us want to deal with anything. But how can he get the glory out of your life if you never want to go through anything?
He can.
How can you show somebody else that he'll bring you through if you never go through? How can you tell somebody he's your food when you're hungry if you ain't never went without food?
You can't.
How can you say he's a healer if you ain't never been sick? Let me go here. Do you mind if I use you, Christian? How can you say he'll be a lawyer for you if you ain't never had to go in a courtroom?
My.
You were so nervous, and I'm sitting there saying, son, you ain't did nothing. You got hit by a car, you got sighted. You didn't do anything. But how can you tell somebody that the Lord represents you if you ain't never went through?
My. You can't. God got a training ground that's called Palace Training.
How can you tell somebody that he can heal you if you ain't never been sick? Boy, you done went through so many things in 20 years with that body, but the only thing I can say is God is good. I ain't never been sick, but I seen him heal my child.
Yes.
I see what prayer will do. So I can say he's a prayer answering God.
Yeah.
But if I never go through, if the people I love never experience anything, and if I never bend these knees to pray, how can I say he's a prayer answering God?
It's almost impossible. You can say it, but you don't have the experience to put the oof behind it.
Let me go here. How can I tell somebody that God will take your rebellious child and make them into a man and a woman of God if my children never go through rebellion?
You can't. You can say it, but experience gives you the power and the thought. Let's go back to what you said, the authority to be able to say it. That's it.
And then it means something. Because what tended to happen is people start seeing what you was going through and what you was dealing with. They saw how God moved through you. They saw how God was able to take you and raise you up. You was no longer bent over. You was no longer carrying the weights and the issues of things that was going on. Because see, for the last couple of months, there's been a whole lot of turmoil going up in here. But the thing of it is, I can still smile because I know my God is able. See, it's one thing to say he's able and you won't never go through anything. But whenever you're going through and you still saying that he's able, he's sitting there smiling, saying everything that I've allowed to happen, you still coming through. God is good. Holy Spirit, we thank you for your presence. We thank you for being in our place of worship on this day. Lord, we ask you that you take full control of the service now. Speak through our apostles. Speak through them with power and authority over the name of God. We ask you that you go and continue to have what is to deliver people's souls, to set the captives free, to produce healing, to break bondage, oh God. We give you authority on today, oh God, to take control of our worship. In Jesus' name, amen. Service is in the hand of our apostle.
It's raining. It's raining.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
I knew you was gonna say that too.
You know, it's amazing what God can and will do. We're grateful to God. We're grateful to God. It is yet, the middle part of the month. And look at all that's going on. I look at what Evangelist just said. So again, welcome to all of you that are watching once again, to all of our friends in the worldwide, to all of our friends around the world, to my sisters and my family in Louisiana, to our family in North Carolina, to our family in California, to our family in Chicago, Detroit, Mississippi, Alabama, all around the world, to all of our friends overseas in Africa, and all those that are in Liberia, the surrounding regions in Kenya and so on and so forth. We bless you this morning, to our family down in Warner Robins and all of you. So to catch everybody this morning, good morning, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. So listen, I look at what she said. This time last year, I was with my mother, got there on the 6th of September last year. And around this time last year, they had Irma coming through this way. Is that right? Irma was coming through this way. And here, this year, this time, you got Florence that hit the eastern seaboard. And it's amazing. Last year, my mom was still fighting and still ministering to us in so many ways and giving us strength to let us know that in spite of what's going on, God is still good. Till the day that she took her last breath, she still kept straight. And here it is a year later. And it's ironic that in the same month, around the same time, another hurricane decided to come.
Amen.
And the funny thing is, both of them was a woman named Irma last year and Florence this year. It's ironic because yet two women come through, and you don't think God trying to get us to see something? You don't think God trying to get the women to understand that it's time to get together and pray? The women used to get together in the church. They used to be the prayer warriors. They used to be the intercessors. They used to be the prayer band. They used to come together twice a week before Sunday came, before Bible class came, before midweek service came. The women used to come together and begin to cry out before God. Down by the river when Paul met her down there, she was ministering in prayer, ministering the word of God concerning Jesus Christ, his death, his burial, his resurrection, his ascension on high, the power that he had Paul reestablished, set up, and put it in its proper place, but they didn't stop. Ladies, I'm wondering now, y'all pray when y'all want a good man. Y'all pray when y'all husband acting up, man acting up, children acting up. But that was a time, them old folk where I came from down in Louisiana on the bayou, they didn't pray just because things were going wrong. They prayed the harder when things were going well, so that when it got to the place and the storms of life started raging, they didn't have to wait to cry out to God. They already cried out.
Amen.
The old folks said putting the prayer on layaway. David knew what that was. David set up some prayers. Daniel did the same thing. He had prayers and layaway. That's why by the time he got into the den of lions and thrown in, before he hit the bottom, God quieted the lions, made them lay down like lambs, and they became his friends while he was there. But when he got up out of the way, he was thrown in incorrectly. Can I tell you, some of y'all in the den of lions?
Yes.
And didn't realize that the roar had been taken, the strength of the lion had been settled. The lion only saw somebody that looked like him. God put you in the lion's den, and the lion was with a lion, and the lion was around the lion. So a lion couldn't destroy a lion. But yet, when those that sent out the word of destruction, the lion only saw the destroyer. It saw an enemy invading its camp, and it destroyed. Come on, y'all, need y'all to get it. Y'all got the first part of the prophetic word, and that is disobedience is sin. But can I tell you, some of y'all in the den of lions, that you don't understand the reason why the roar ain't so bad, but every now and then you hear a growl. And when you begin to change your countenance to look like you have now invaded, that's why God allowed the lion to make some noise so that you can now lay back down yourself. Come on, y'all need y'all to get at this point. Come on. The message we're going to talk about today is going to be after the rain. But I need us to check some things out, because rain is not a bad thing. Rain is not a thing that is destructive. It can be, but the most important thing about rain is that it's refreshing.
Yes, it is.
Do we let our mind go back, and we let our mind serve notice on us today? If you look back in the beginning, that was a long time before rain came. So by the time you get to the 6th chapter of Genesis, and all of the sins in the earth had now came up before God, and it started smelling bad to God. God had to send some things now to wash out, to cleanse, and to purge. Here it is 13 years later after Katrina. The word Katrina means washing, it means cleansing, it means to purify. And yet God's still sending storms that'll do the same thing. When you look at how the atmosphere changes and the barometric pressure began to drop, and you have cold air and hot air creating a low pressure and a low center, and now you have storms that arise. What have you caused to cause the barometric pressure in your life to change? And God have now caused the rain clouds to come up and swell. You caused a low center of pressure to take place, and you're wondering why there's a storm in your life.
Come on.
Yeah, we sang the song, there's a storm way out on the ocean, and it's moving this way.
Yes.
We sang those songs. We used to sing those songs. But look at what God is doing. And here it is now. You got 5 chapters in between. And there's many things that happen. He created. He established. He set in place. He created. He shaped man in his image. In his likeness, breathed in him the breath of life, laid him down to the rear, made woman, brought woman to him. And yet in the midst of that, they created a low center of pressure.
Come on.
Low center pressure could have been dissipated by Adam setting his house back in order, but he didn't. He chose to participate. So now you got 2 types of weathers colliding, hot air, cold air coming together, creating a low density and a low pressure. And now you got a storm created. I had to put him under God. Storm could have been fixed. God, being the FEMA of that day, came in so that he can settle the storm. He'd correct what was going on, but just like in our natural day, what, our federal, emergency management, assistance program, we lie.
Yes.
Come on, y'all.
Yes.
Where am I going with it? We're talking about after the rain. We're going to get that in a minute. Romans chapter 8, verse 28, you're going to see what it is, but I need us to get it, because in that particular 6th chapter, when God saw and found favor, you heard the woman of God talk about it. One man that God found favor with, and that was Noah. During that time, has God found favor with you?
Come on.
Is the favor of God upon your life?
Say it.
Because doing all these things that transpired and took place, and Adam blaming the woman blaming the man, and they had no way to blame nobody else but themselves, and the serpent couldn't blame nobody because he had been infiltrated. He had been taken over.
Come on.
There was a foreign agent that had came in his land. Overtook him, and he suffered the consequences because he was open to allow him to come in. See, we don't want to deal with the consequences when we go into covenant agreement with Satan, because see, at the Last Supper at the table, as they begin to celebrate the feast of the Passover, it says, and Satan entered into Judas. They entered into agreement about what was getting ready to take place, but it only fulfilled prophecy. What they got to do? Well, then they got a lot, because as you look at what transpired between chapter 1 and chapter 2 in the beginning, to talk about how God put everything into play, put it all together. Chapter 3, when God created man, and man messed up, and God put him out of the garden, but yet he dressed him up. He fixed it to where he had a right back to God.
Come on.
You're right. It was not meant that man should ever die. But because of sin, it brought death. That's why James said, don't let no man say that when he's tempted of God. He's tempted of his own lust.
Come on.
Drawn by his or her lust. And when lust enter in, sin take place. When sin take place, death is intimate at that moment.
Yes.
Death is intimate the moment that we agree in our mind to now fulfill it in our flesh.
Come on.
Talking about after the rain before we can get that. There's a whole lot of things going on, because when it's sunshine and outside and the weather is good, we go where we want. We do what we want. We do it how we want to do it. We do it where we want to do it at and how long we want to do it.
That's it.
It doesn't always include God. And when you look at this thing, and by the time you get to chapter 4, and now you got Seth and all of them that had been born, and Enoch come upon the scene, and by the time you get to the end of chapter 5, he walked so close with God that God decided to take him to heaven. You can check the text for yourself. But the men in the earth were getting rambunctious. They started finding other things to give glory to, because the word had been passed down by word of mouth, and those that were living under God held on to what God said. How many of y'all really follow the bylaws and the rules that have been given to you by your parents?
Come on.
Am I the only one that was, my mama called me, just sassy, ornery, disobedience, you right, mannish, some of y'all womanish. And my grandmother then would often say, you were smelling yourself.
Yes, Lord.
Look at what happened with man. He began to get so out of sorts. And then look at the angels that still had access to heaven and earth. And look at those that had been put out of heaven. Y'all remember it says that he beheld Satan as a bolt of lightning. And fast as Satan disrupted in heaven, God got rid of it. How fast do we get rid of the sin when we recognize it, or we recognize that something ain't quite right? How quick do we get on it to how quick we jump against each other? Mm-hmm. You said that in your teaching, Evangelist. Mm-hmm. Instead of getting on social media and constantly blessing one another, moment out of one side of our mouth, hallelujah, Jesus, glory to God. Jesus is on the main line. Tell him what you want. Call him up and tell him what you want.
Yes.
What I've been through ain't what I look like, and what I look like ain't what I've been through, but God still been good. Huh?
Yes.
We tend to do these things, and we tend to stake these positions, but then the moment somebody disrupt our life, can I tell you the disruption come when God allowed the reins of Satan to be loosed enough to be able to get our attention, for us to recognize that he's still God.
Yes.
Let me put it to you this way. When we look at this text this morning that we get ready to deal with, Romans chapter 8 and verse 28, when we look at these things and how it started off in verse number 26, and I'll read it in just a second, but I need to finish giving this real quick, and then I'll get out of the way, because I know we know how to call on God in the midst of trouble. Things are bad. We know how to our Father who art in heaven.
Yes.
Hallowed be thy holy name.
Yes.
How thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Oh, I feel pretty good today. I need y'all to get it, because see, when you talk about after the rain, there's some things that take place, because before the rain came in chapter number 6, and God found a man just like Enoch was, and saw that he gave God glory, and saw that he honored God with all of his substance, everything that he had. He recognized God gave it to him. Can I tell you the little piece of knowledge you got? Those of you that got those pieces of paper from various colleges, whether they're large or whether they're small, God is the one that allows you to have it. It's God's intelligence that he allows us to use. It's God's knowledge that he allows us to speak with. It is God's strength that he allows us to live, have, and move, and have our being, because his son lives in us. Y'all talk to me now. Don't get quiet on me now. Don't hang up on me now.
Come on.
When we look at this thing, and we look at how all of the things transpired before the rain came, before the clouds began to swell up. According to modern science, in order for rain clouds to be produced, it's from the heat of the sun that causes evaporation of water, and that water evaporates and escapes in the gas, and it enters into the atmosphere, and then there has to be some electric static that takes place that causes a rumble in the air, and then the crack of the the lightning that begin to cause the rain to come down. Are y'all gonna pray with me?
Yes.
There's an atmospheric disturbance that takes place way above that now causes it to now transpire down beneath. In the atmosphere of sin had begun to become rampant. Men were laying down with men, and it just happened in this day and time. Women laying down with women parties and everything. And we'll do what we want to do and not honoring God.
Come on.
Had they honored the God of heaven, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the ends of the earth, had they recognized that what their forefather Adam had put into play, and then Adam had two sons that decided to do some things, and out of that, death came because murder took place because somebody was upset with somebody else.
Well,
All y'all families, y'all can know that there's always one person that can't stand somebody else.
Yes, Lord.
There's always one sibling against another sibling.
Come on.
Are y'all gonna pray with me?
come
Yes.
on now.
I'm talking about after the rain, and we gonna get that because if you ain't caught it, we still talking about after the rain because there's some things that transpire before the rain comes.
Well, there you go, Pastor. Come on.
Here now, God defined favor.
Yes, he did.
Noah offering up sacrifices for himself, he being the priest.
Well,
Man, I want to know today, how priestly are you?
come on.
How much have you established worship in your life, in your mind, in your heart, and established that in your home?
Well,
How much we worship these fleshly bodies and the pleasures thereof that we desire, the feelings that we feel we get from it. But can I tell you, when you give it to God first, He'll enhance what you think feels good. And as Aretha said, some of y'all always want a Mr. Doctor feel good.
Come on.
So when we look at this thing, and I'm trying to get there because I need to establish and paint a picture because we've had various storms that have taken place over the last few months, and when hurricane season came in, the tropics were not as badly disturbed. There were not a whole lot of depressions, and there were not a whole lot of tropical storms, and there were not a whole lot of hurricanes. But yet, in the month of August, as it began to bring itself to a close, and into the month of September, God had to shake the foundation of the world.
Come on.
And in that, look at how man been on this rampage. From the White House all the way down to no houses.
Come on.
There has been a uprise of sin going on in the earth.
Yes, it has.
Wondering why in your life God have allowed the rain clouds to swell. But before the rain clouds begin to empty out what's in them, you have an opportunity to recognize what the sky look like.
Come on.
Y'all remember last Sunday we talked about in Matthew 16 and in the beginning, because the Pharisees and Sadducees expected Jesus to show a sign from all of the miracles that he had produced. And he said, you wicked and perverse generation, you all look for a sign. You can tell when the sky is red that bad weather will be today.
well,
Can you tell when sin has erupted in your life, when you have allowed yourself to be led back down the road that now has overtaken you, and now the sky is red and lowering and sin is about to rain down on you?
well,
I need y'all to get it today. I told y'all I feel pretty good because when we look at this thing and look at what Paul said here to the church at Rome, and when you look at the first few chapters between chapter 1 and chapter 9, he began to deal with some issues and deal with the Jewish nation, those that are of Israel, those of that of the family of Abraham, those that are of the God of Israel, and he sets in place. They still want to abide by the law.
Come on.
yeah.
Y'all know y'all abide by the law when it's beneficial to you.
Who am I?
When it puts you in the place. You write about a Christian. Who are you really? Are you really a child of God?
Come on.
Or are you a byproduct of what was a child of God, and you have the smell and the essence and the look of it, but you don't have the substance that sustains you as God's child?
Come on.
Are y'all gonna pray with me?
Yes.
So you're talking about after the rain, because see, all of these things take place because God allowed us. You heard the woman of God talk about discerning. You can tell what's going on because see, that's all the weatherman does. He discerns the elements. He discerns the atmosphere. He discerns what's going on that's causing trouble that could erupt into a tornado,
Well,
tsunami,
come on.
hurricane,
Bring it on.
tropical storm, bad rain, flooding, and he can recognize when the earth is causing itself to to tremble so much as a tremor now causing an earthquake.
That's it.
Y'all gonna pray with me? Platelets in the earth instead of moving back and forth, one pushing up on another while pushing underneath another and pushing up and causing some things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we look at this thing, and here now God saw Noah, and he saw that he was a priest in his house, and asked the question, how many of you males are priests? And oh, I hear you ladies, there is no man in the house. Daddy is not there. My husband is no longer there. My baby dad is no longer around. Have you taken the realm to begin to offer the sacrifice to teach your children how to worship God through praise? How to engage in a conversation with God in prayer.
Listen.
That's why the writer says here, and we know, it is said, it is certain, it is definite that everything that God does work for our good. Are y'all gonna pray with me? When we look at this thing, and now here it is, God tells Noah to build an ark. He gives him the supply list. He tells him what kind of wood. He tells him how to seal the wood. Tells him how many levels it is to be in it, how high it is to be, how long it is to be, how wide it is to be. Can I tell you, God has given you the instructions to be able to weather your storm.
Come on now. Come on now.
And we know that all things,
Yes.
that's even in the midst of your storm, the midst of your hell, the midst of your feeling, the midst of your sin, is still working for your good.
Yes.
You lost a mother. You lost a father. Let me put it this way. Let me put a peg back, because anything that's lost can't be found if they are in Jesus, and Jesus is in them. They are not lost.
That's it.
Lost is that you no longer have the tangible capability of reaching out and touching them.
Come on.
Used to sing the song in the church, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can, reach out and see, we reach out and touch the wrong things.
Yes.
Look at this thing here. God gave all of the stuff that was needed.
Yes.
He instructed him how to build. 50 miles to the east, 50 miles to the west, 50 miles to the north, 50 miles to the south. There was no water near Noah. Yet Noah was instructed by God to build an ark. I want to know today, brothers and sisters, as we talk about after the rain, God that gave you the instructions and you sitting on dry land.
Come on.
You ain't got no job, but God told you to build.
That's it.
You ain't got no source of income, but God said build.
My Lord.
You don't have no streams of where you can tap into, but God still said build. And y'all gonna pray with me? Y'all gonna catch it in a minute, because see, before the rain comes, God allows and He puts you strategically in position where what you don't have in the materials that is needed to build what He said, He has ways of providing the provision and sending the provider of your provision.
Come on.
In the midst of that, look at his family, his sons looking at him like he crazy. Their wives looking at him like he crazy.
Come on.
His wife looking at him like he lost his everlasting mind.
You better say it.
Yeah, he was convinced that what God said would take place.
Yes.
You worried about all your haters, worried about all them folk that's talking about you. Evangelist talked about that a moment ago. You're concerned about what opinions are and whose opinion and why they have so many opinions, but yet in the spite of it all, they called him crazy. God told you to start a ministry and you're doing it out of your house, and they say that ain't where church is supposed to be at. That ain't God's house. How can you have church in your house? Well, first of all, your first sanctuary should be in your home.
Amen. Amen.
You so saved and you so spiritual, knowledgeable, you got so much sense in God that you don't even understand that church started at home. That you are the church.
Amen.
Know ye not that you are the temple of God?
Yes.
You are the church. If you be the temple of God, that's where the Holy Ghost dwells. Some of y'all are still nomads. You're searching and wandering and ending up somewhere and call it home for a moment till it disrupt you and make you mad.
Hello.
Then you belief. Look at how God allowed things to happen. You asked him for a good woman, and he allowed somebody to cross your path, and in the midst of them crossing your path, you dare not to intimately get to know them, only to intimately in a natural way, in a physical way that causes you to only build an intimate relationship when it comes down to the root.
My Lord.
Are y'all gonna pray with me?
Yes, sir.
You ask God for a good man, and man don't look the best, ain't the size that you want, it ain't got all of the accommodations that you're looking him to have, but he has it on the inside, but you're afraid to excavate the ground. You're afraid to dig deep.
Yes, Lord.
See if you have everything that you ask God for. You wind up throwing it away, get mad when God allowed somebody to take it away, and they appreciate what you didn't want.
Say it.
Find out everything you needed, they had.
Say it.
Vice versa, the same thing for the woman. What does that got to do with after the rain? Look at what God did. He told Noah where to go. He told him what kind of wood to get. He told him how to pitch the wood. He told him how to build it. He gave him the tools that were needed and crafted it according to how God said, and the levels that were to be in it. How wide each level was.
Come on.
Access from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom. Gave him one window, one door. That's why even in the beginning, Jesus said it was not so from the beginning that God didn't want none of us to divorce, but in the hardness of our heart. Y'all wonder how after the rain? Well, some of us have been through relationship after relationship, man after man, woman after woman, and now you finally settle down, but you didn't get rid of the trash.
Right.
Somebody talk to me.
Right.
You didn't get rid of their extra bags.
My Lord.
You held on to memories in the wrong fashion. You didn't hold on to them so that when you found yourself in a similar situation, you weren't making the same decision, but you never got rid of how you made decisions, and you're wondering why the same thing has transpired.
Amen.
Have you changed your mindset?
My Lord.
Look at all the material that is there, and finally, Noah's sons got on board. Has your family got on board the building, the ministry that God has given y'all? Even if it ain't a church, have y'all established the ministry as a family and established a church as a family in order to show what the church really look like.
Come on.
Talking about after the rain. We know because here Paul in this 8th chapter, he started talking about how they wanted to hold on to the law and how they wanted to live by the law and how the law had been fulfilled through Christ and how Christ was greater than the law because he was the establisher of the law, the giver of the law, the keeper of the law. But now it abides in us by his spirit to maintain our lifestyle and relationship with God.
There you go. Come on.
So intimate that when the relationship is steady building and we have now understood the mind of God, known the mind of God, lived in the mind of God, possessed the mind of God, it's why we can intimately say, Abba, Father.
Yes.
That means we have a close relationship.
Yes, Lord.
I don't just call some man my daddy, some woman my mama. I don't just call them father to call them father. I don't just call them mother to call them mother. I took time to get to know them as what they are.
Yes.
Well,
The sad part is even in our families, we don't take the time to get to know the person that birthed us in the world, or take the time to get to know the person that planted the seed in order that we might get here. We're too busy being rebellious.
Yes.
We're too busy being disobedient.
Yes.
Too busy being disrespectful.
Yes, Lord.
That we cannot obtain or ascertain a proper relationship.
Come on.
Can I tell you, even in that, you won't do all things that's right, but I guarantee you, you'll always come back to where it needs to be. Is why Solomon said, train a child in the way you would have them to go. Why you think Evangelist said, let me use myself, she said, let me put myself there. If I carry on any way outside of what is pleasing to God in the natural, it flows into the spirit.
Yes.
If I handle the house the wrong way, I can guarantee you I'm going to handle my leader the wrong way.
That's it.
Get ready to get out of your way to call and come out after the rain. Preparation had been being made because now God has given us so much technology that
weeks in advance that you can tell when a storm is getting ready to approach where we are.
Yes.
Can I tell you that just weatherman or the meteorologist, whether it be the primary or the chief meteorologist or somebody that just got out of school that is able to understand the yet to come.
Yes.
Then why it is approaching. Then why coming down. There is some things that God allowed us to do to prepare ourselves to be able to stay in the rain.
Yes.
Right now, most of us are still complaining about the rain of not having enough finance.
You better say it. Come on.
Those of us are still complaining about the rain of settling in a relationship because we don't want to venture out or be alone.
Come on.
Are y'all gonna pray with me?
Yes.
Come on now.
Some of us are concerned about the dust that has been stirred up because we have.
Yes.
And that's why Paul said here, and we know. But before he got there, talked about how our relationship is and how creation loves to satisfy it and glorify what has been created by them.
Amen.
Check the text if you will. But we got an expectation.
Yes.
Because in that day and time, Paul wanted them to understand that they were steady under fire. Death was imminent at any hand. Anytime they were caught praising God, anytime they were caught worshiping God, in certain parts they could have been put to death.
Uh-huh.
They were subject to beatings. They were in the midst of being put in jail.
Come on.
In this day and time, we don't have to really worry about a whole lot of it, depending on who is the leader at the time.
Uh-huh.
Y'all gonna pray with me?
Yes, Lord.
Some of y'all ain't got to worry about it outside the church because in some of the ministries that you're a part of, they already have whipped you across your back. Oh, y'all ought to pray with me on that one.
Yes.
They've already beat you across, already imprisoned you and killed some of you because of the teaching in which whereby they teach you.
Come on.
Oh, y'all ought to pray with me on that one. This ain't knocking no Bible, this ain't knocking no religion, but let's call it what it is. That's where some of us are.
Yes.
Look at the rain getting ready to come, and it's developing, and it's getting ready to draw closer, and the clouds have came in. Darkness have come across the sky. There's a lowering in the sky that says it's about to go down.
Yes.
Y'all know when it is, ladies, I want to give y'all credit because being raised by men and women in my childhood, you know, y'all have what the old folk used to call a 6'6". Y'all got that, you right, I'll get ready to get down to you right, woman intuition.
Yes.
In other words, they have a better means of discerning what's going on because they're paying attention to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us out here don't pay attention to a whole lot of nothing, and when we pay attention to something, sometimes we cause disruption in everything.
Come on.
Well, yes, we do.
What does that have to do with after the rain?
Come on.
Here it is now with all of the storms that have taken place.
Yes.
Rain come for washing.
Mm-hmm.
The rain come for cleansing.
Yes.
The rain come to unveil something.
Well,
Are y'all gonna pray with me? The rain come to settle the dust in your life.
come on.
It ain't because you played around and got with your hot rod and began to run donuts and cause the dirt of the earth to now be turned into dust. But sometimes it's because there's some mess maker meddling around in your thing.
Come on.
Every now and then, God got to send some rain to wash them out of the way.
Yes, Lord.
Come on now.
To run them inside from standing outside your door.
Come on.
Well,
Are y'all gonna put them in this
Yes.
place?
no.
And Paul here wanted us to understand that in this day and time, and in the time to come, there will be some rain.
Well,
A little rain must fall every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
And right now, they got about 3, 4, 5 feet of rain on the eastern seaboard.
Yes.
Got about 7 or 8, 10 foot of water that has arisen still right.
Yes.
come
But
on.
even though the rain may come and the waters may rise and the flood may come, can I tell you, some things God was trying to get out of your life, but you wouldn't get it out, so God had to wash it out.
Come on.
What God couldn't wash out, he had to flood it on out. Wish I had a witness in this place.
Come on, Pastor.
But I'm glad that the rain may come and water may rise, flood may come, but sooner or later it gotta settle on down.
Come on, man.
And I can now begin to look through what was there that I did not know.
Come on.
What was hidden that now God has exposed.
Yes.
Oh, wish I had a praying church.
Wow.
Every now and then, rain begins to swell up and rivers begin to overflow and floods begin to run in your life. It ain't for the bad, but it is for the good.
Yeah. Come
And
on.
how you gonna tell me that rain and flood waters and rivers overflow is for my good? Some things God been trying to detach you from that you would not detach.
Come on.
Some things God been trying to cause a disconnection, and he gotta cause a blackout to come.
Come on.
Gotta allow the lights to go off and get your attention.
Yes.
Every now and then, what he has destroyed is only means for God to get the new things in your life.
Yes.
Oh, I hear you, Holy Ghost, because some of y'all still drinking on some old wine.
Come on.
And your bags have lost its elasticity, and everything God tried to take out of your bag so he can give you a new bag, you still feel the old bag and held on to some old folk.
Come on.
Your bag done burst.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that all things work together for good for them that love the Lord and that are called according to his purpose. Can I tell you the purpose of God is purpose by God to draw you closer.
Mm-hmm.
It's purpose by God to clean you out.
Mm-hmm.
It's purpose by God to mold and shape you.
Yes.
But we have been molded and shaped by everything but God. We pick up the word when hell and high water come.
Yes.
But when everything is settled and going good, we read every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But after the rain, then all other response teams that started out before, that had been put in place before, all types of electric companies was in place, all types of rescue workers were put in place.
Yes.
Each state had sent out its emergency system workers to make sure phone lines and electrical lines and cable lines and means of being able to be communicated with was put out there.
Yes.
God does the same thing in your life spiritually.
Yes.
He put the right people there and sent them at the right time, and you're trying to figure out why they're here, but you think they're only making it in your business, stirring up some trouble, trying to make you leave. Some things God been trying to get you to leave, but you wouldn't leave. So God had to let some rain come and let it continue to rain down until the water began to rise. And when the water rose, he had to flood you out because you wouldn't just leave out.
Amen.
Somebody catch that in the morning.
Amen.
But after the rain, that's when the blessing comes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have a soft rain. Sometimes you have a drizzle. Sometimes you have a steady rain. Sometimes you have a hard rain.
Yes, Lord.
But each one of the rains that come, it waters, refreshes, and restores, cleanses, and washes out.
Amen.
That's why the body needs water, because the water helps to purge your system.
Mm-hmm.
Purges your blood, purges your large intestine, small intestine, purges your digestive tract. It causes your endocrine system to work as it should. It forces out impurities.
Yes, Lord.
But after the rain is over, no longer water is there. The earth begins to swallow up the water that's there. Go in the pools under the ground. God sometimes want to get you to understand that little mud ain't bad, may look nasty, may look sloppy, but when it all settled down, it washed there that was no longer allowing breath to come in and life to come in and strength to come and vegetation to grow. God got to wash some things out and trying to get you to grow.
Yes.
Mm. Then another call according to his purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm end off here as I extend the invitation, and you may have not liked it and you may have not wanted it, but it is no matter. But at the end of the day, after the rain, God will send the blessing.
Yeah.
But after the rain, there is a cleanup time.
Yes.
See, when Florence is gone and rain has stopped and water have receded, and now you can get into your place of living. Now you can begin to go through. But before you allow what you see to now cause you to begin to tremble, get mad, scared, fuss, holler, cuss, and get upset, recognize that God only allowed it to happen.
Yes.
I ain't Holy Ghost, but see, some of y'all didn't take out insurance, and that's why some of y'all gonna have some problems when you go back, because the insurance company cannot pay for the furniture, cannot pay for the appliances, cannot pay for the cars, cannot pay for all of your family paintings. And I understand memories are good, but have you lodged them in your heart?
My Lord.
That way, when the water destroyed your pictures,
My Lord.
you still got the memory of them there. And then some of them God wanted to wash out because you were holding on more to a picture in the memory than you were holding on to your relationship with God.
Amen.
So today, what's your purpose? After the rain, what is your purpose? Some of y'all, God been trying to get you to move out of the places where you lived for 30, 40 years. Where he was trying to take you, had the blessing that you have been praying for, had the finances that you were looking for, had the spread you wanted to live in, had the connections to the business that you were building and trying to grow, but you were stuck where you are.
Come on.
All God's trying to do is unstick you. Can I tell you, water loosen up things that are stuck?
Yes.
But the bad part is when water dry out, it'll rust some of y'all out.
Yes.
Some of y'all gonna be rusted because, wow, it loosened you up. You didn't get away. Those that God have been trying to rush together and hold together, you find a way to wiggle your way out.
Amen.
Y'all catch that in the morning as well. I extend the invitation because the rain is getting ready to settle. The rain clouds are getting ready to dissipate. And while the rain is there, the sun never stops shining. That's why we know all things work together for good. You done been through a bad breakup. You done been through a bad accident. You done had somebody take the life of your loved one. Had somebody attempt the life of your loved one. But can I tell you, in the midst of that, God is only trying to get you to draw closer to him.
Amen.
Just a closer walk with thee. We keep saying, granted Jesus, if you please. Keep hollering about, daddy, walk it close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. I'll be satisfied as long as I. That's what we say, but that's not how we live. One of my favorite comedians, Bernie Mac, would often say, who you with and how you live.
Come on.
God now is trying to see who you with and how you were living.
Come on.
To how you will live.
Come on.
Why Paul say for me to live is Christ, but to die is gain.
Yes.
I'm trying to leave it alone, but I need to put another peg in it here because some of y'all are waiting for your leader to die or be put out.
My Lord.
And the sad part is because you don't want to follow instructions.
Yes, Lord.
You don't want to be put in a position where you're made to see yourself. You rather a leader that make you feel good. Tell you what you want to hear. And that happens in all of our relationships because we don't want to hear what the wife said because me, I got to change some things. And we don't want to hear what the husband say because it means I got to follow his lead. And you hoping they walk away. It ain't no different with our children, y'all. Our children will do the same thing to drive out what God have brought in.
Amen.
Come on, y'all.
Come on.
Amen.
After the rain, when the rain has dissipated, and the sun have come out.
My Lord.
Last point I want to make to you, when the sun come out and it's beaming real hard and it get hot, it's hot for the reason that it is because it needs to hurry and dry some things up so that you can get back to everyday living. You can now begin to move some things out while you move some things in. You can begin to tear down so that now you can reconstruct it. You can reevaluate. And in the evaluation, you can tell what will fit, because some things got to be moved out. Certain walls got to be torn down. Other walls have to be rebuilt. And that's all that the sun is doing, is trying to dry out the rest of the water, because if you become waterlogged, you're no good to nobody. Waterlogged piece of wood can't do anything. It rotten real fast and draw in other destructive things such as termites that causes roaches and other vermin to get in your house. So God trying to dry your wood out.
Come on.
So that you ain't waterlogged and no good for nothing. Can't burn it, can't deal with it, can't cut it. It's soaked up to be only thrown away.
Come on now.
So the sun come out, and when it come out, I need you to understand, don't get mad at how hot it is, but enjoy the heat, but protect yourself from the heat so the heat don't become damaging, but it does the job God intended it to do. God has turned up the spirit.
Yes.
And that's why this country's in turmoil, and that's why you have so much going on, and that's why our White House and our governor houses are as they are. God done turned up the heat. But the ones God placed there to now balance the heat out. They are the thermostat that manage how hot, how cold, how moderate, how in between it is. But you ain't doing your job as you should. You're only floating with the boat.
Rocking the boat.
We extend the invitation because Jesus came to 42 generations. Took a flight from heaven, dropped off in Bethlehem of Judea. While in Bethlehem of Judea, he was born in the manger. And while he was born in the manger, he was wrapped in kingly swaddling clothes, prepared to be our sacrifice.
Come on.
Offered up on Calvary for you and I. Nailed in his hands because he had to make sure it didn't fondle, didn't touch, didn't move, didn't steal things that didn't belong to us. And if they did, he gave us a way to come back and be forgiven.
Yes, Lord.
Nailed in his feet because some of our feet are split to cause a stir up some mess. Pierced in his side to be able to empty out things that were not good, to wash us and deliver us. Crown of thorns on his head, forced down so that the way we think would change. Y'all gonna pray with the preacher? Caught it right there. He did the same thing.
There you go.
And I'm glad, because not only did he do that, but he was laid in a borrowed tomb. He buried my mess. He buried my sins. He buried my junk. He carried it all away. And now I'm waiting for him to come back. So that's why we extend the invitation. He went to Calvary for you and I. The hill called Skull. Golgotha's hill. Place of dying, called Skull because two reasons. It was shaped like a skull and had the skull of many that had been crucified and killed on Calvary's hill.
Jesus.
Died in the same place where Adam had messed up in the garden, on the same type of tree that it would have been taken, that the fruit had now been taken, but it had not been rectified. Rectified all the way back to Adam until he come back. So we give you an invitation. He said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man would hear my voice and would open, he said, I'll come, I'll sup with him. In other words, I establish a relationship. Wow. And that's all Paul was saying here, because those of us that are abiding in death all the time, that we don't have to worry about it, because to be absent from the body, to be with the Lord, and while we're going through right now, it's working for our good. It may not look like it, may not look like, because you done spent 13 years, 30 years, 20 years, 5 years, 2 years, 6 months. You done spent 30 days behind bars. You didn't understand God had to move you out of the situation before the situation moved in and killed you. But in order that you live and see and recognize him and be about his business, because he had to encase you in his own type of cocoon. That's all Jesus did, would bring us to the place that what was on the inside will come on the outside. And what had been encased in now can now morph. It can metamorph. It can now become what it really is.
Yes.
You see, one of these days we got to go to the grave. It's appointed unto man to die, but after death is the judgment. That's why I'm extending the invitation, because see, after the rain, there's a whole lot of things that you got to go now and sort through.
Come on.
Sometimes God give you a chance to sort through it before the rain comes, but then he allowed it to come. You get ready to be evicted, get ready to be put out, told you had to leave out, told you no longer have it. What did you do in preparation before it came? Because you recognize you prepared for it. You can't get mad now. You want God to swoop in.
Come on.
So I'm extending it today. Jesus died that we might live. And I'm going to turn this up so you can listen at what Paul is saying here. Because see, you can depend on all of us. The music ain't ours, but I need you to catch it. See, while you're praying, direct your prayer the right way. Put it in the right position. Reposition yourself while you pray. We used to pray for one another, but now we only pray when disasters come.
Yes.
We only pray when death comes.
Yes.
We only pray when the word been sit down there. They ain't got but a few days to live, a few hours to live there. Getting ready to take them on life support. God been trying to keep you on life support. You don't have to have a ventilator. You're concerned, sick, and you feel that you ain't no service for God. God put a gift in the vessel.
Yes.
As long as you got breath in your body, you got the means to do something, whether it's writing it on paper because you can't say words out of your mouth, or all it is being able to speak words, be about your father's business. Future. Your future is bright today. You walk in favor every day that you wake up and walk through the day. Don't just wait to give God the best when you ain't got no money left, when you ain't got no strength left, when your health is failing. So I hope you caught today after the rain. A lot of things take place, but it's all working for you good. After the rain, God causes rebuilding to take place, remodeling the culture to come in. He allowed life to become brand new after the rain. Is anybody out there
Yes. Yes.
that know God will change things? See, those of you in North Carolina, South Carolina, those of you in Washington, D.C., those of you that are in Virginia,
Pray for you.
we're praying for you right now.
You pray for me.
President Donald Trump, we're praying that God move on your mind, settle your mind, put you in position to listen to the cabinet that you chose that are supposed to be advising you right. We're praying for you.
Pray for you.
Governor Neal, we're praying for you right now.
Pray for me.
To all of our elected officials, we're praying for you.
Watch God change things.
Stacey Abrams, we're praying for you. Brian Kemp, we're praying for you.
I pray for you.
We're praying for you, church.
You pray for me. Well,
And watch God change things. Is there anybody out there really praying for me?
Yes.
well,
Thank you, God. Hallelujah.
Right where you are. Begin to cry out before God. Stop what you're doing for about 30 seconds. Begin to cry out to God and tell him how good he is. Begin to tell God how worthy he is.
Yes.
Begin to bless God for what it is and what has been and what he's getting ready to do. Just start thanking God right now.
change things.
See, if you start blessing God more instead of begging God, God will change your situation.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Lord.
You start worshiping God from your prayer while you're praising him, you'll see the effects of the change. Watch the spiritual chemical reaction that takes place when you begin to glorify God.
For you. You pray for me.
I want y'all to hear it.
Come on now. Watch God change things.
I need you to feel it. Check it out today. Now listen, this ain't outdoing nobody. We got to do like David. When David went to recover the Ark of the Covenant, and Uzziah touched the covenant because of what God said, and he wound up dying. David stopped for a moment to recognize that something wasn't done right. Have you recognized that some of the things you're doing and the things that you touch is the reason why God allowed that to come? But in the midst of that, David had enough sense to put the Ark of the Covenant in somebody's house that really didn't know God, didn't really believe in God. He understood who God was to Israel. But when the Ark got in his house, is the Ark in your house? 3 months the ark of the covenant stayed in Obed-Edom's house, and everybody was blessed. They were blessed because the presence of God was there. Prayer really went forth for your strength and your building. Prayer went forth for your marriage and your children. Prayer went forth for your healing and your deliverance. In that they rejoiced before God. I need y'all to get it today. Because see, after the rain, many things take place. See, Betty Wright said, after the pain. See, you done went through some pain, you done went through some heartache, you done went through some disaster, but after the pain, there's medicine that's given. That's administered. And if it's taken right, it heals your body. God gave us the medicine that will heal our body. God gave us the prescription that will settle His word. Well, in the condition it is in, because we've allowed the rain to overtake us so bad that we can't see the sun and that it's shining and know that it's still working for our good. So God bless you today. God keep you today. Somewhere in there, maybe 5 seconds, 30 seconds, and I'm telling you, within them 5 seconds, it seems like you've been praying for 30 minutes. If you take 30 seconds, it seems like you've been praying for an hour. If you take 2 minutes to pray, it seems like you've been praying for 2 hours. If you just give God, it's just deserved. So God bless, God bless, God bless. It's ours to offer. It's yours to accept or reject. So I'm praying today that you heard what God needed you to hear, that you received what God needed you to receive, that you recognize what needed to be recognized, that you begin to revitalize, that you begin to restructure, that you begin to rebuild, that you begin to renovate, that you fortify your infrastructure of your life. Men, we need to become the priest that God called us to be. Being a sister because you stand up and be a man of God. Ain't a woman because you stand up and be called you to be. We get caught up with what's going on around us. We get stuck in what the fad is. The world say, I understand it's been written. It's been written of us how we ought to live, how we should live. And God has given us leaders that have given the example of being right, falling, sinning, getting back up, and being right in the sight of God. You throw them away, but you want the one that look like everything is well and perfect in their life. That's why you don't have the things you need to have, because you're connected to the wrong thing. God, through the rain, been disconnecting so many folks. But then He's been trying to draw so many others together. Can I tell you, one day, He gonna crack the eastern sky. And as you look towards the east, as you begin to search for His coming, as you look at what is taking place, is it drawing you closer? So, brothers and sisters, take this from a man of God that's no different than Paul was. I'm the chief of all sinners. The reason why I say that, I recognize where I've been, what I did, and how I did it. And I recognize that I'm subject to find myself in that place again. If I don't keep in mind and stay on the course that God had put me on, that I can fall right back in. But are you strong enough to help me get up? Are you willing enough to submit to God and restore me? Are you even willing to bring restoration without condemnation? Let me say that again. Are you willing to bring restoration, to restore without condemnation, without condemning somebody? We're many members. We're one body. We're members one of another. It's high time for the real baptized believers in the body of Jesus Christ, crucified, risen, sitting at the right hand of the authority of God, waiting to come back, interceding for us to stand together as one. And you'll see the nation and the world change. Storms will settle. Because see, when the New Jerusalem come down from heaven and is adorned on earth like a bride is adorned for her groom, you will recognize storms will no longer be. There'll be need for that to come, because the earth won't be disturbed by the sins of men. The atmosphere won't be activated by the son of perdition, or rather by the prince of the air, because he'll be locked away for all eternity. Yes. Somebody catch it, some theologian to see it. And we won't have to worry about being so eloquent in our speech. We won't have to be so grand in our dissertations. We won't have to be so articulate in our oration. We we'll be able to be just as we are one with another, brothers and sisters in the Lord. So God bless, God bless, God bless. We'll see you on Wednesday night. I love you. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Oh, this week here, starting Thursday, September 20th, September 21st, September 22nd, and on my sister Julie's birthday, September 23rd, September 25th, my mama's anniversary, my sister Sam's birthday, we'll be in Louisiana, but we got revival. Father and Son. And a special guest gonna be in the midst of them sons. And we're going to deliver God's word here at 1226 Coronado Drive, Lawrenceville, Georgia. Can I tell you, in the midst of us getting ready to move out of this place, we still got to praise God. We gave and we were given a notice and we got to move out of here. But until that day comes, we still got to glorify God. Got a lot of stuff all over the place, but it don't matter. But in the sanctuary, everything is in place. Join us September 20th. 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. That's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. Thursday through Saturday, 7:30 night, 11 o'clock Sunday morning. And then on the 26th, I ain't forget about it. See, you sound like Sam sounded in them text messages yesterday. I ain't forget about my son. On September 26th, our son, my son, Jarvis, you just gonna have to, for a brief second, take a back seat. You always gonna be the front seat because God allowed you to be the channel that He came through. Right now, I want to honor my son. In spite of all that we've been through, he's been a man about it. He's grown up as a man in it. He's matured as a man through it. And he's still growing as a man in it. And on the 26th of September, we're going to celebrate. The Lord let us live, and I'm still here. We're going to celebrate with it. We're going to bless God for 20 years of Him being on this earth. So, Jarvis, I don't mean no harm and I don't mean no disrespect, but just in that brief second, he was my son all the way. And though I birthed him. Now, you might get mad at him because he tried to act like me. He ain't the same color skin as me, but you'll swear he want to be me. But he also don't forget his dad. I'm going to tell y'all now, he don't forget Jarvis, y'all. Let me make that clear for somebody misinterpret that might be looking for North Carolina. He honors his father. They may not have everything like they wanted to have, but he'll never forget about his dad. Let me make that clear. He made it clear because he said, I can't escape it because it look just like him. So he got a mix of both of us, Jarvis. If just by chance is one of them Sundays you watching, and if just by chance the tattletales and the naysayers, the haters want to run back and say that, you know, his husband said that he was his, don't run and tell that. Told y'all I'm 6 foot tall, 290 pounds. And I bless God I ain't been scared of a man or woman alive on earth. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 people, 3 people. Pachi, Gus, and Bob for duty. The reason being I reverence and give them their respect because they were parents. I was a little nervous about Mary Rapp, Gracie Hayes. Yeah, they had some stirring that Jonas Hayes. I'm a little nervous about them as well. But there's not a natural man that want to come the wrong way or woman that I've been afraid of. If I walk away from you because I chose to not allow the prison situation to cause us to be in position to where we in places that God didn't design at that moment for us to be. So if I walked away from you, I wasn't scared of you. I walked away because I listened to what God had to say. So I'm telling y'all today, revive. This week coming in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it'll be at 7:30.
Yes.
My son all the way from Louisiana will be driving in this week to be with his father, his dad, his twin.
Amen.
Then my son that is here, already here, gonna be with his daddy. See, notice I didn't say father, because I've been a father figure. Yes. But I've been a daddy to help to rear and add to what's already been put down. Then I got a special treat for you, I believe, on that Saturday night. Yes. You'll see some things take place, and you'll see somebody else other than a son. And that's all I'm going to leave you with. And then on Sunday, we'll bring it to a compilation. We'll bring it to a close. And this revival is simply about restoration. That's all it's about. So you want to know the theme of the revival? Restoration. Restore, revitalize, and rejuvenate. Restore. revitalize, rejuvenate. The main topic is restoration. Now unto him that is able to present us before his throne faultless, being all wise God, be power and dominion both now and forever. And all of God's children said, Amen. After the rain.